The debut album from Wolfgang Van Halen's Mammoth WVH finally arrives this month, and the band's going to be busy this summer, touring as the opening act for Guns N' Roses. But as Wolfgang shared with us during a recent interview, he's already got his eye on the next record. We'll tell you about that in a moment, but first, leave a comment, let us know what you think of the new music that you've heard so far from Mammoth WVH, and make sure to subscribe to this UCR channel and hit the button to get a heads up when we have new videos. The 13 songs on Mammoth WVH were completed about 3 years ago, and Wolfgang tells UCR that even when he wrapped up the album, the songwriting process kept moving forward.
I've always, to a certain extent, continued writing songs. I think, at least at the start of the pandemic, I wrote maybe 5 or 6 songs. But then at a certain point, just the weight of the world got to me and then personal stuff. So, but I mean, I have a bunch of ideas that I'm ready to go back in the studio with already. And there's a lot that hit the cutting room floor from the first album that I'm excited to return to.
The album sessions were so prolific that he and producer Michael Elvis Basquette found themselves with a surplus of material.
I had about 30 ideas, and I think we recorded mostly 24 to 28 songs.
Van Halen says that when he does get a chance to return to the studio, he has a pretty good idea of how the second album will come together.
I think the next record will be very much an extension of the first. Some of the ideas that I plan on returning to were written around the same time, so I think they'll kind of echo that same vibe. But I'd like to bring it into a new space. I know there's some ideas that I've come up with after that are definitely different, that I think would mix it up and be really fun. I'm excited to explore that.
Just like the first album, which features Van Halen playing and singing every note himself, chances are good that he'll maintain that solo approach when he does the second record.
Selfishly, I have such a fun time in the studio recording everything myself that I think I'd probably go down and do that. But I wouldn't be against in the future the band collaboration, but I have so much fun doing it.
Read more about Mammoth WVH by clicking the link in this video's description, and make sure to subscribe to our UCR channel here on YouTube for all of the best news and history of classic rock and pop culture.